Frédéric Vasseur is in deep trouble. The truth that Ferrari tried to keep under wraps for weeks has finally leaked. Away from the public eye, in the corridors of Maranello, the team has been preparing for what could be one of the biggest shakeups in its recent history. While Vasseur publicly insists he's calm and focused, sources have revealed something entirely different. Not only did Ferrari make an audacious offer to poach Christian Horner from Red Bull, but they now have a clear target to replace him, Antonello Coletta, the genius behind Ferrari's absolute dominance at Le Mans. This means the top brass in Maranello no longer sees Vasseur as untouchable. It means that the disastrous 2025 season, with 0 wins, tension between the drivers, and a car that fails to deliver, has shattered the confidence in his project. The pressure has reached a breaking point. This isn't a rumor. It's a bombshell that could redefine Ferrari's future. Hey everyone, and welcome back to F1 Fanatics. I'm Matt Coleman, and if you're a true fan of the sport and want to stay on top of everything happening in Formula One, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our analysis and news. Today, we're diving deep into the crisis at Maranello. We'll detail the secret offer for Christian Horner, reveal who Antonello Coletta, the man being lined up for the job, is, and analyze how Ferrari reached this point of desperation. What you're about to discover today might not only explain the chaos inside Ferrari, but why Fred Vasseur could be running out of time to save his job. How did it all fall apart so quickly? In 2024, Ferrari seemed to be on the right track. 5 wins, a near miss for second in the Constructors' Championship, Vasseur, brought in to steady the ship after Binotto's departure, seemed to be in control. But then came 2025, and the decision that, according to inside sources, was the beginning of the end, ditching the solid foundation of the 2024 car for a completely new and experimental concept, the SF25. A high-risk gamble, supposedly pushed by Vasseur himself to stamp his authority. The result? A disaster. Aerodynamic instability, overheating brakes, terrible tire management, a car that not even Lewis Hamilton can tame. And the human cost of this technical failure is visible. Charles Leclerc, once Maranello's golden child, now looks like a haunted figure. His voice on the radio, as we heard in Canada, is no longer one of frustration, it's a full-blown collapse of confidence. Confidence in the strategy, in the garage, in the team's vision. On the other side, Lewis Hamilton. He arrived not just to win, but to build a legacy. 10 races in, he's become less of an architect and more of a reluctant whistleblower. His public comments like, "There's a lot happening behind the scenes," are code. They're warning signs about outdated processes, communication breakdowns, and a mindset that he himself described as needing a shift. Hamilton is putting Ferrari's management under a microscope, and the picture isn't pretty. With the internal chaos escalating, Ferrari's top brass started making moves in the shadows, and their targets show the level of their desperation. First attempt, Christian Horner. Yes, you heard that right. Sources have confirmed that Ferrari made an offer to the architect of the Red Bull dynasty, the longest-serving and most successful team principal on the grid. They wanted him to replace Vasseur. His rejection, as he publicly stated his heart and soul are with Red Bull, was a major blow to Maranello's pride. Second failure, the pursuit of Adrian Newey. Once again, Ferrari tried to lure a legend to save the project. Once again, they failed. Newey chose Aston Martin, a team with less history, but perhaps more freedom and less bureaucracy. With their external targets refusing, Ferrari looked inward, and they found a name whose success is undeniable: Antonello Coletta. Coletta might not be a household name for the mainstream F1 audience, but within Maranello, he's a legend. He's the man who runs Ferrari's endurance program. Under his leadership, Ferrari has won Le Mans back-to-back and is undefeated in the 2025 season. His team is a textbook example of structure, stability, and a relentless attention to detail, everything the F1 team lacks. And now, multiple reports from Italian media have him as the frontrunner to take command if Vasseur is fired. The plan, according to sources, is to create a dual leadership structure, inspired by McLaren's model with Zak Brown and Andrea Stella. Coletta would handle the technical and sporting oversight, while another executive, perhaps Lorenzo Giorgetti, would manage the commercial side. It's a bold idea, born from desperation. While his potential successor racks up wins, Vasseur is fighting for his survival. His emotional defense at the press conference in Canada revealed a man feeling the heat. He accused the media of undermining the team's morale, but his words sounded less like a leader in control and more like someone who knows his time is running out. The truth is, the pressure isn't just coming from the media. It's coming from above, from the shareholders. It's coming from the sponsors. It's coming from the exhausted engineers at the factory. And most importantly, it's coming from his two-star drivers, who can no longer hide their frustration. How can Leclerc and Hamilton feel secure? Leclerc has performance clauses in his long-term contract. Hamilton doesn't have another 5 years to wait for a project that seems to be going backward. The situation has reached a breaking point. The next few races won't just decide Fred Vasseur's future, they could determine whether Ferrari will remain a relevant force in Formula One or sink even further into irrelevancy, repeating the same cycles of chaos that have marked its history. What we're witnessing isn't just another chapter in Ferrari's long history of crises. It might be the final warning before a complete implosion. Fred Vasseur isn't just fighting a bad car or unhappy drivers. He's fighting against the weight of Ferrari's legacy, the pressure of a nation, and a silent storm brewing within the very corridors of Maranello. Coletta's rise, the failed pursuit of Horner and Newey, the drivers venting, it all points to a reckoning. If Ferrari doesn't face its demons now, it doesn't just risk another lost season, it risks losing the very people who could lead it back to glory. This story is just getting started, and the next chapter could rewrite Ferrari's future forever. So what do you think? Is the Vasseur era over? Is Antonello Coletta the right man to save Ferrari? Drop your opinion in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I'm Matt Coleman, and this is F1 Fanatics. See you next time.